If it's Hwei, it could be Hwei support or Karma support. So both these could be possible. We'll have to see where it's going to go. This will be a double range lane with Senna, which isn't common in pro play, but bounce it and get a base off himself.
Oh, bottom lane, Masu forced to flash back as Berserker and Vulcan find first blood in the 2v2. Callista Renata doing what you draft them to do.
Ooh, I want to see the very beginning of that because Vulcan looked like he was able to land a nice handshake. Flash answered there as Berserker chased him down, and first blood. This Cloud9 bottom lane!
Oh my goodness, man! You disrespect them once, all right. You disrespect them twice. This bottom lane's over.
There soon, where Doran's Blades will be unique with jungle items and support items, so you won't be able to do this for long. But
really strong early, and this could be trouble for FlyQuest.
Masu and Busio trying to get back underneath the turret. Blabber nicely done with the ball breaker, comboed with the flash to get past Busio and immediately secure another kill on Masu.
And before, in order to get into that position, he did a really nice Q over here through around the ward while support just cleared out the ward. Then he waits for his Q cooldown to come back up, then goes for the gank from behind, but mid.
Jojo now in trouble as Inspired looks to bring the extra burst to set Jensen up for success.
Okay, grubs are free. Grubs are so free right now. There's no kick on Lee Sin. Now there's no flash on mid. You know, we just had the full health teleport back from Jojo. The freest 6 grubs ever here for Cloud9. And not currently the responsive dragon quite yet. Honestly, if Blabber finishes it up...
Even if they can't contest the objective, they want to try to find a fight afterwards. Fudge making his way over. Drake still at about 2K. Blabber comes over the wall. The engage immediately right on top of Inspired. They're looking to burst him down, and he's already gone. Berserker gets the kill as Jojo flashes back over the wall to stay alive. The hostile takeover hits Masu and Bwipo both, but C9's got to be careful. It's going to be Bwipo securing the Drake, and FlyQuest is ready to fight. Masu gets the kill.
Really powerful one.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal to not end up having to go even on these early Drakes. Jojo getting dove. Nice play from Inspired, kicking him right back. Exactly. They want to do just that. The charge alone will not kill the turret from this health, but with the wave already built up, with the amount of players that they had present for the push.
He's going to look for an angle, I think, here for the ulti, try to cut some.
Oh, nice! He finds Jensen and forces the flash back over the wall. Dawning Shadow to make sure their mid laner stays alive comes out for C9. Berserker's already at half HP. Bwipo at half now, too. They want to maintain control over the Drake for FlyQuest, but they ain't going to do it. The hostile takeover flies out, and Fudge might just drop the Spiraling Despair. He'll barely hold on as Inspired is trapped back inside the pit, and the Drake's still at 1700 HP. FlyQuest secures the objective, and nobody's dead on either team.
Nicely done there by FlyQuest. They found the seismic shove onto Jensen, but Jensen poked out Berserker so much that he couldn't even really enter the fight. Even after Redemption and him picking up the Honey Fruit, he was still pretty low. So again, Cloud9 can't find the angle here, and that's 3 straight dragons for FlyQuest. Cloud9 will get a little...
C9, FlyQuest trying to be careful about how they approach. Jojo Pyun dropping down that seismic shove, forcing Bwipo to pop the slice early. Won't get the dice since he didn't find a target.
Good wall.
Weaver's wall to get rid of everybody else, and Blabber's going to claim the Drake before FlyQuest can say anything about it. But the damage on Jojo is huge. Jensen ends up getting the kill, and now C9's got to be careful.
Cloud9, good job securing this, but a good job as well from Bwipo, getting it onto Jojo, taking him down. Cloud9 on the other side were trying to burst down Inspire, but he had a nice flash over that Weaver's wall to avoid the cast coming out there from Fudge. That would have
currently does 838 damage if you are isolated or locked down.
And that's before
Squad continues their invade of this blue side jungle for Fly. They'll steal away even the Wolf Cam next. Blabber going in for the ball breaker flash. They'll burst down Inspired. They'll take him out. And Berserker's on a rampage. C9 gonna
fourth way is going to be massive.
Berserker does have his Terminus now, though, so he does have his 3 items.
Bwipo gonna get jumped on here at the very start, but Fudge is stunned up. Cast goes out, but it doesn't get much. Fudge at about half HP. Bwipo's even lower. Sterix keeps him going as Inspired still looking for the angle. A big kick ends up hitting 3. Vulcan popped first as Jensen goes on a killing spree, and Blabber's about to drop. Berserker tries to get away, but Jensen's painting their blood all over the floor. The shutdown of Busio as Berserker falls. Fudge tries to run, but the big man ain't going nowhere. Shutdown over to Inspired, soul over to FlyQuest. Fight for FlyQuest.
FlyQuest team fighting there was just beautiful, spacing out Berserker, not allowing him into the fight, not allowing him to get anything done whatsoever.
This range advantage is just the biggest thing for FlyQuest. Massive. They're going to get all the kills, plus the soul, plus the Baron. That's
Baron about to drop. C9 have been in a gold lead the entire game, but when the pendulum swings, it swings
through these minutes where Cloud9 had this big early game lead.
Now you've got the range advantage with an Ocean Soul, so you have the sustain advantage there. Easy to proc it. The siege
Pressure whatsoever.
Yeah, it's something with Lee Sin where he's a much more flexible champion than everyone always just trying to insect people. But when you've got range advantage, peeling and straight forward are quite nice. And now FlyQuest rotate right on back over to Bwipo where they have another minion wave at tower.
Yeah, FlyQuest have really built this lead up now as they try to get the engage onto Bwipo. He gets himself away for now, but the hostile takeover flew out. Berserker's already got the first kill on the Croc. Now they're going to jump in for Busio. They'll look for him too. Inspire with a nice kickback onto JoJo, but it ain't going to matter. Inspire drops next. C9 just got 3, and they're about to make it 4. Masu tries to kite him out, but Blabber and Berserker are in hot pursuit. You wanted to see a Kalista fight? There's your Kalista fight.
How much can they get, though? There's only the one cannon minion they could try to tank for. They're rushing down mid, so they at least want to try to get this inhibitor. Jensen could maybe actually snipe it out with a Severing Bolt or something. Kill that one minion would mean a lot here.
Sever
Protect
the
the
cannon
president!
They protect him from the fissure.
Get down, Mr. Cannon!
They're still going to be able to continue the push here, though. Ooh, good flash from Jensen. Death timer's too short, obviously, to go for an end, but they will get an inhibitor for their troubles.
We are getting a good game one. Fudge pushed back by the presence of Inspired here, trying to create space for the team. Blabber and Fudge both going forward. Weaver's wall comes out, but it doesn't weave a whole lot.
He got knocked off by the
Blabber trying to get away. Yes! Bwipo has managed to find JoJo, and he's looking to solo him out before the rest of the fight even starts. Dawning Shadow over the top. JoJo is low. They're going to grab him, and Jensen's taking a kill. FlyQuest is finding some health bars, and Inspired is chasing him down. Blabber's going to die next, and there goes Vulcan. Berserker will fight for his life here in the jungle, but another Severing Bolt is going to take him so close to death's door. Fudge gets jumped on. The Bolt gets sidestepped. Fudge and Berserker both still staying alive for now as Inspired gets picked off. Big play coming out from Fudge, but he'll pay for it with his life. Berserker's trying to just thin the waves, do whatever he can. It ain't gonna matter. The grasping maw pulls him down. With the rest of the team and have their own smite there, that's gonna give Cloud9 time to get everybody in there as well. All right, FlyQuest, now they've got Inspired. Now they're ready to burn it a little bit faster if they need to. Elder at half HP. C9 still looking for an angle. Blabber has a blast cone ready to fly over the wall if he needs it, but now there's no more blast cone, so he's going to have to use his Vault Breaker. Fudge at about 1/3 HP, still looking on the approach here. There's a Renata ulti over the wall, but the Dawning Shadows ready to respond. They've got the Elder, and they've got JoJo yet again. Jensen now dominating as FlyQuest continue the chase. Busio's ready to lock them down with the slows, and Berserker is executed with the power of the Drake. Blabber and Vulcan aren't long for this world, and FlyQuest are on the victory march. Busio goes up into the top lane just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure this one's all wrapped up. 40 seconds on the death timers, and only a big man with a barrel standing between FlyQuest and the Nexus.
FlyQuest, such intelligent play, so calm through this game, and it's only Fudge that stands between them and a Game 1 victory.
He'll clear out the wave for now. Next wave's coming up. The barrel's cooking. It doesn't cook for long enough. It only gets one little minion. Now the teleport's showing up just to guarantee this does not stop here. Inspired keeping Fudge pushed all the way back into the fountain. FlyQuest weather the storm and come out on top in Game 1.
Now,
against Yone in the comp.
Yeah. I mean, Rumble makes sense here. They do need AP for C9, and you don't necessarily want to pick Gwen into Gragas because it's kind of a counter lane. So
the fasting Senna on bottom side just roams up to the grubs, grabs some souls with the rest of the team, get the objective, and you want that with this Cloud9 comp.
You have to be auto-attacking and getting damage, and you can't just be walking alongside him.
Yeah.
So not quite able to finish him off. Critical that Vulcan does stay alive, but it still will mean Brock Prio, and that first dragon goes FlyQuest's way. That ended up being...
Wave with Whippo's ulti. Nicely done there, getting rid of the threat. Meanwhile, back in bottom, it's Berserker and Vulcan fighting back. Nice dredge line on Busio. Dawning Shadow over the top, and Busio's about to pop. They won't get him just yet. Wind becomes lightning, and there's Inspired showing up to make the difference. Vulcan escapes back underneath the...
Vision on bottom side. The river was lit up. The Tri-Brush was lit up with these early dragons, so we gave up way too many. They again this game got their 6 scrubs, but have a much easier time.
But now that the Herald's a part of this party, I don't really see a way where this thing survives. That will be the first turret of the game, again, going the way of
Jumping potatoes.
Yeah, that's goofy, man. I like that. Now, 3-man standoff here in mid. Inspired jumps in, but then right back out. Not really a whole lot worried about it. Handshake on Vulcan. Now they're worried about this. Dredge line to get himself away. Blabber's here on the front line. Sejuani ain't worried about getting
through those tanks. On hit Varus, if you have the safety, if you can stand and fire, is one of the best AD carries in the game at shredding these tanks. You can absolutely obliterate.
Just general perception of the way that League of Legends can be played is like Inspired, like Whippo, like Jensen, right? And so they're saying
throughout the year, and FlyQuest is similar to that.
All right, does he get this blue buff also?
Let's see. Inspire's trying to stand and fight. Whippo comes in over the top of the body slam, and Berserker's under pressure. Now Busio's come to reinforce him. Hostile takeover over the top, but it only finds Blabber. Vulcan's still trying to get away, but the equalizer puts the damage on FlyQuest health bars. Jojo, with a Fate Seal, tries to get himself back out. Another beautiful handshake coming out from the first team. All pro support means FlyQuest get their second kill of the game.
Cloud9 just have no damage without Jojo. He's the only one doing anything to this front line. So if he's not there, FlyQuest are like, yeah, let's fight. Let's start it up. Jojo does eventually arrive and is able to use the Soul Unbound, avoid the hostile takeover, but it just doesn't matter.
Busio trying to flash away from this one. A lot of damage comes out, but not enough to kill him. Now Berserker's trying to escape from Inspired. Tries to sidestep the wind, becomes lightning, succeeds at it. He'll live for now. Whippo and Jensen, though, still looking to see if they can keep this fight going. Jensen with a flash forward, and Whippo's big old belly bops them. They're gonna get one back for Fudge on C9's side, but he'll die to Masu's arrow in the air as he flies away on the blast cone. It's a 4-1 game for FlyQuest.
Exactly how FlyQuest is gonna lose these fights. I mean, it has to be about Jojo, but there's so many ways to shut him down.
We already got the fight starting off. Jojo's locked down. He's nearly killed here at the very start. Jensen shuts him down, and that's exactly the kill FlyQuest wanted to start this one up. Whippo's about to burn. He's got to be careful trying to get away over the top of the equalizer. The bailout saves him. They can't get...
Dragon, it is just a single Cloud Drake, and them having the Baron, their push is going to be so difficult for Cloud9 to deal with. Look at Cloud9's comp.
From Blabber, but there's no follow-up. Again, if Jojo's not ready to immediately snap in and follow it up, you're not going to kill anybody.
But even if he is, I just don't see how you win the fights. It's Renata Karma. You hit the ulti even on Masu. You have Jojo go over the top. He gets bailed out. Hostile takeover comes. There's an...
Wait, hold on. We already got a problem. Jojo is dead, and Jensen is the one burying him yet again. 4-0-2 here on the Karma. A beautiful catch on Jojo, and they aren't done yet. FlyQuest have found Berserker right next to him, and they're still going forward. Inspired gets back out of the Turbid aggro. Whippo's going to be the tank now. He's going to be a little bit careful about this one. Down to 1/3, but reinforced by the shields again. Jensen on this Karma, doing exactly what he needs to. 20 seconds on Jojo and Berserker both. All 5 men on FlyQuest are still pushing the enemy base with Baron for the next 30 seconds. C9 trying to scramble to defend here in this 3v5. First Nexus turret is already down. Fudge at 40% HP, completely zoned away by the inner flames as Blabber tries to just clear out some of the waves, but now he has to flash out to avoid the engage from Whippo. Berserker and Jojo are finally back in the fight. They lock down Whippo. They follow it up with a Fate Seal, but Jojo has to snap back. He can't get a single kill. C9 rallies to the defense, but Whippo gives him a drink. Masu picks up the kill, and FlyQuest are again in an advantage. 5v4. Nexus at half HP. Jojo dead again. Masu unstoppable. C9 can't hold it. FlyQuest are going up 2-0.
Gragas and do these little different things to answer it.
Whoa.
Instead, it's going to be the Olaf. So taking a page out of Whippo's book here a little bit and throwing one of his counter picks right back. I think if he hits that Q3, he could maybe kill him because Jensen wasn't 6 and he just hit it. So it could have been Q3 into ulti, but maybe a fight here over by the Grubs.
Yep. Inspired and Whippo were there first. They snipe out the first grub, but C9 now has more manpower. Inspired! Inspired, what in the hell was that? Okay, hold on. We got the cask thrown out to disengage it. That was a little wild.
Well, he wanted to be able to smite it. It was so close to 600 there, so he wanted to take the Q and be able to smite it in a couple of seconds. And then the grub just leashes back. The Cloud9
for them being able to have the mid-game control they needed. Vulcan just kind of going to look on.
Look at Whippo. Whippo's actually roamed mid here. He's going to be a surprise for Cloud9.
Yeah, Blabber's going to get jumped on here first, and as soon as Whippo shows up, JoJo knows that he's back. He follows JoJo to the origin point of the Soul Unbound, but still no kills coming in just yet. Bottom lane, Zeri pops the ulti, and Busio's got to be scared now. He tries to walk away. Dredgeline back onto the Alistar. Vulcan gets out, and it's first blood over to Berserker. The Zeri is ready to go. Masu's still at about half HP, trying to wait out the ulti here, see if maybe there's some kind of an angle. Zap hits him, but not after it goes into the train. Berserker down to 200, Masu down to 200. Remember that C9 did get 2 from that first set of them, so neither side going to be spawning the Void Grubbies this game, as the invade from C9. Oh no, Busio wanted to channel his Hex Flash to get back over that wall, but it's going to be a lot harder than he wanted it to be. He stays alive for now. Blabber throws out the ulti. Busio's still burning. Berserker makes his way into the fight from the side as Jensen now tries to escape, but he's got to be careful. He flashes back over the wall to the blast cone. Inspired tries to flash to the safety of the tier 1 turret, but Berserker is popping.
Come on, though, to trust the shadows. I feel like I've been betrayed.
I know.
All right, well,
Dragons have leveled up. FlyQuest coming to challenge C9 here for the Drake. Inspired's in the pit. Zeri Zap comes through over the top. Blabber's trying to keep these guys away using the ulti as Vulcan's here from the front line with the Alistar ult leading the charge. C9 just looking to run over him. Whippo's already down as JoJo goes in for the Fate Seal, resets his spot so he doesn't get burst himself. Now Busio drops next. FlyQuest are dropping like flies. C9 have finally found their tier 1 turret from JoJo, but again, this champion is so hard to catch and burst down. Shockwave immediately. JoJo trying to get away from it. The Nautilus ulti, he still gets away from it. This is Yone. This is Yone. He's still alive. Okay, he finally drops. I was really wondering if he was going to fully get out there.
I gotta say credit.
That leaves the rest of the map open, and who benefits the most out of it? Solo tower gold into Berserker. As he pulls Dragon, Cloud9 should have a very easy time. Take bottom tower, take out the Dragon, and little bit of extra push. One consolation tower on the top side of the map does go over to FlyQuest as Whippo finishes it up and pushes the wave out.
Soul stack is stopped.
Oh, they want JoJo's head again.
8 kills to 2. It's the tilt JoJo play. That's what they're going for. Try to just blow this guy up. He's not getting away that time. Fudge teleports in. He's ready to Ragnarok and roll. He finds a kill on Inspired and now has to get back out of the fight. Masu's looking to kite around the edges here, but Vulcan's zoning him away. A beautiful ulti comes out from Whippo. And holy cow, what a hook from Busio for the shutdown on Berserker.
The tower as well, and JoJo this time too slow on using the ulti. I wonder if he was trying to, be a little bit slow on it, try to bait them out, try to make them to you. But also the reduced tenacity is really, really big because there's a lot of CC on that Cloud9 side.
Another hook comes out. Blabber's going to be the target here at the very start, but Whippo, using the stopwatch, has to keep himself alive a little bit longer. JoJo wants to turn around. Inspire goes for the insect. Double knockup comes out. Whippo's on a killing spree. JoJo's rooted up. C9's beaten down. FlyQuest is taken.
FlyQuest crushed them, and with that, you have to feel the hopes for Cloud9 in this series are starting to
character. Nope, he goes for the Pikachu instead, blowing up the Zeri, guaranteeing the win in the fight. FlyQuest now up 4,000 gold. Blabber forced to take the long way around to group back up with the rest of his team. Whippo is utterly unafraid of these guys. Body slam forward, plus the Q. There's your ulti knocking Blabber back. Jensen throws the ball over the wall. They force the flash back out onto Blabber.
It was looking like a guaranteed Cloud9 win into, okay, well now it's a close game into a, now you need heroics to even stand a chance.
Vulcan flashes in, JoJo follows up. They need a little bit more burst, but they ain't gonna find it just yet. FlyQuest disengage and kite it out. They'll take out the tier 2 turret at the same time. Berserker's still trying to find some damage, but FlyQuest is all the way out. Blabber gets jumped on by Inspired, but he ain't too worried. Today when we were watching the teams arrive, hold on, never mind. We don't even have time for that. Ragnarok forced out as Busio again lands a dredge line. Inspired Inspired looking for the angle here. The death charges drop. JoJo into the back, trying to find the entryway with a Fate Seal, but he's almost killed immediately. He has to fully retreat. Busio looks for another hook, but he won't find this one. Vulcan's trying to get away, but with everybody else in C9 already in full retreat, I don't think it's happening. Masu goes on a rampage, and JoJo tries to Q3 out. The Mortal Steel will tank up for the cannon minion in mid. Yes, it gets eliminated by the zap, but not in time to save the turret.
And even without is looking more and more dominant. Uncontested Baron here. Cloud9 going to try to run to this dragon, put themselves the soul point, get it back in this series.
And they don't waste any time. They immediately send Jensen topside to push out top wave while everybody else
To fly, pushing down the top side. JoJo immediately has to snap back from his soul unbound, and it looks like this
Not
minion
been able to get on the board. Jensen has just been playing flawless.
FlyQuest, they're just gonna muscle their way into the base, take down the tier 3 turret in
flank
top.
from the side too, means that they for sure will get this inhibitor. Mid lane inhibitor is also still exposed, so they could rotate over. Mid wave not too far. Oh,
Not gonna find an angle here just yet. C9 again, trying to focus on Whipple. They know he doesn't have an hourglass this time. Inspire goes over the wall. He needs to find one of the carries, but he ain't gonna do it. Berserker gets a shutdown and Whipple drops. But now, what about the rest of the fight? Masu's already killed off Berserker. C9's on the run again. Vulcan gets turned to ground beef. It's a double kill for Masu. A 2-for-1 trade favoring FlyQuest. It's about to be 3-for-1. It's about to be a clean sweep for FlyQuest. They march on to the Nexus now. 4 versus 2. FlyQuest are looking to earn their spot in the finals, are looking to challenge for their first ever LCS title as an organization, and they're gonna do it by clean sweeping Cloud9.
Dude, inspired.
Hello, I am here with the deathless and victorious Jensen. First of all, congratulations. You've now qualified for the mid-season invitational.
Thank you.
Was that on your mind at all in the series, or just laser focused on what was going on?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely thinking about, the winner goes to Chengdu, which will be an exciting event to go to because I missed out on the last international tournament. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm happy we made it.
I'm looking forward to seeing you there. In terms of going through this series completely deathless, were you also aware of that, or was that something that the team was kind of cheering you on for?
I don't think we talked about it, but I mean, in the back of my mind, I definitely remembered it. I also remembered that enemy mid laner, I'm pretty sure he didn't get a single kill. So that was also a fun fact that happened. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, going into this matchup, I think a lot of eyes were on mid because of how much pressure JoJo is able to exert in a lot of C9's games. You absorbed that really well. So what was your kind of individual and team game plan going up against C9 today?
I mean, I know how good of a player JoJo is, and usually when C9 wins, it's through JoJo pressuring the map and stuff. And I also know I'm really good at neutralizing players who play really aggressive and tries to snowball. So I thought as long as I played a good game, we should win C9 pretty easily.
And then one thing I really appreciated today was just generally your draft strategy going up against C9. So talk to me a little bit about that, because I know previously, and you've even joked about it yourself, I think a lot of people have criticized your champ pool, Azir being removed. I think you've had an excellent playoffs thus far. So talk to me about your draft strategy going into C9.
I mean, we kind of just draft whatever is comfort for us and works best for us, and we've had good results within practice. But we also knew that C9, they snowball through mid a lot, so we just banned Ahri and Nico, and after that it was just pretty straightforward game, and I mean, it was pretty easy, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys seem to have a little bit of a tougher time against Team Liquid last week. In terms of coming out of that series, what do you think your biggest takeaway was going into this week to qualify for finals in MSI?
I mean, the games against TL, I don't know if there's a specific takeaway. It was complete banger games back and forth. So I think, I don't know what the takeaways were actually. I think we just played bad some games and had some bad individual performances, and we just cleaned it up a bit today. But I also think TL was a much tougher opponent. They play a lot better than C9, so I think it was just harder against TL.
That's the perfect segue into my question next, which is going to be, who do you think is going to be facing you in the grand finals?
I mean, I thought for sure before the series it was going to be us against C9 again, but after today, I don't know, man. I can't say C9 after today. I just can't. I'm sorry. So probably TL.
All right, you heard it here first. It's going to be TL. Thank you so much for taking the time, Jensen. Once again, congratulations. And we will throw it to the Analyst Lounge to close out the day.
I heard it in the back. The lounge. Thanks a lot,
back
Emily.
To the lounge, Emily and Jensen. Crazy stat Jensen had there. No deaths for Jensen, no kills for JoJo.
Yeah, I don't think that happens, especially for mid lane. Like top lane, sure that could happen, but mid lane not getting a single kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we break more down, reminder, LCS Finals weekend, it kicks off next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific for the lower bracket finals, which is now Team Liquid versus Cloud9. And then the winner of that will play FlyQuest in the finals. That's Sunday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, so coverage starts very early for the pre-show there. And speaking of which, even though Raz, you didn't flip your vote, Jensen's won Player of the Series.
Boom!
Yeah,
That's a big one.
I do have to ask you, Dokla, as someone who lost the upper bracket final and then won the finals, what mindset are you in as
Honestly,
Jensen?
I think it's more of a buff playing it through the lower bracket because you have more stage experience. Well, back when it was like on a stage, like you could just have more stage experience. And you just have more practice and more momentum. Like whoever wins, I think, just feels good. And even though you're showing where you're gonna play, I think it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's gonna be a blessing in disguise for C9 losing in such a quick fashion to go through lower bracket.
And
it
was quick, Raz.
It was quick. It was insane. So, you guys have predicted a 5-game series, but you both predicted FlyQuest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dokla and I both had the correct-ish prediction.
And I had the least correct prediction of all time with a 3-1 Cloud9. Because I came in with the expectation of, they slammed 100 Thieves. They came into the series looking really much on page. I think my biggest takeaway was just A, FlyQuest definitely outdrafted throughout the series. B, overall team fighting from FlyQuest was crazy good.
Yeah.
Especially in the last game when they were behind and there was that one team fight around mid lane next to River, bot side River, where Inspired gets that kick onto Zeri and they just throw in resources, Gragas on top, Gragas barrel on top that kills them. So I think their team fighting was great, their drafting was great. There was a lot to be positive about them.
Yeah, and I need to see the balance on this one. Jensen won Player of the Series, but our Player of the Week, Massacre Player of the Week, is Bwipo.
That's crazy.
That's just the way everybody votes. Because I know I voted for Yawn. There was some crazy stuff. There was apparently a tied ballot and tiebreakers. Anyway, Player of the Week to Bwipo. Congratulations. Dokla, I want you to talk about this one because I think you pointed out how impressive what Bwipo did this series actually was, sometimes based on the fact that he blind picked 3 times.
Yeah, so he blind picked 3 games in a row, and he had more impact in pretty much every single game. Setting up plays. I think the TP play in Game 3 was the biggest play of the series, at least when they were behind, and he just found a really good angle to get back into the game. So, and I think he just finding a lot of time in front lining for his team to play well. Like he's stuck in the middle of 5 people here, but just presses Zhonya's here, buys time, flashes out, and Inspire hits a great kick into the Nautilus, into the Ori Shockwave, but it's all set up by just making space for the carries.
Yeah, I definitely think that Bwipo and team fighting was a big one. That's why my Player of the Series vote went towards him. But it's crazy to think that you're Player of the, you're not Player of the Series, but you're Player of the Week.
Listen, we don't need to. We know who to direct any vitriol to if we have it. So I heard there was a 3-way tie in voting. Between the lounge and the casters for Player of the Week, and a 2-way tie for Player of the Series. In the event of a tie, our stats guy, who goes by @MZLeoTheTrojan on Twitter, broke both